How's it, guys? 3 quick tips on how to increase your playback performance on Adobe Premiere Pro. 2 of which are usually pretty quick. The third one takes a minute, but it does help a lot. Let's get right into it. First thing you would do is this little drop down menu right here. I'm playing it back in full resolution, so it kind of lags a little bit. I run on a MacBook Pro late 2016, so typically I'll drop it to a half, sometimes a fourth. If it gets pretty bad, I drop it to an eighth. The next thing that I would recommend to do is turn on this little green button right here. It tells you if you're dropping frames or not. It'll turn yellow. How you turn that on is you click on this little wrench icon here, scroll down to show dropped frames indicator. See how that went away because I have it on. Now, tip number 2, say that doesn't work, you drop your resolution, it's still skipping, is just rendering out the whole freaking thing. This one's pretty long, but this yellow bar means that it needs to be rendered. What you can do is sometimes if it's heavy graphics, like here at the beginning I have this drone shot with this imported graphic from After Effects. It's just a simple zoom. You can hardly even tell that it's gaining scale, but I had to render it out. That's why this is green. What I did is I actually just set an out point by pushing O right here, and then I did sequence render into out, and it'll render it. Now if you did that to the whole timeline, that would probably take a little bit longer than you just saw, because most of that was already rendered. But if you have the time to quickly just render it out, I would recommend doing that. Usually your playback is better. I mean, this says it's going to take about 2 minutes on my machine, but that usually helps your playback. Downside is if you change anything, usually like change a shot, move a shot, it'll turn yellow again. That you have to re-render it. Lastly, if that doesn't work, the last thing I can recommend is to proxy your files, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. Let's pretend like this is all of the footage that I have. I want to proxy these. What that means is I'm going to take my footage and I'm going to res down my footage. What I would do is I'd select all the clips I want to proxy. I could select everything all at once, but for sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to do these few. Right click on it, go to proxy and create proxies. You choose the preset that you want here. I usually do a ProRes 422. That typically does better with my MacBook. You can do 720 or 790 or whatever you want to do. I typically just do like a 1280 to 720. And then you decide where you want these proxy files to go. I typically put it next to the original media in a proxy folder. I hit OK. That automatically should open, there it is, Adobe Media Encoder CC. So that will open, and it will create proxy jobs. Now sometimes this takes a second. I only did 8 clips there. Downside is your playback performance while it's proxying is going to be even worse than whatever problem you're trying to fix right now. Go into Adobe Media Encoder. It already actually started my proxies. Now what I typically do if I've got the time is I'll just proxy everything overnight. I'll just walk away from my computer after I got everything going, because it'll automatically just go to the next one and the next one. So what I typically do is just start the proxies on everything and walk away, and let it do its thing. Okay, those are all done. Now let's pretend like I did all of them. Super easy. Now what's super cool in this setting right here, you can toggle proxies and it automatically does it for you. Bam. And how you get that in here, you add this, slide it down, throw it on your toolbar, bam, attach proxies. That should help your playback. All right guys, I think that's this mic. All right guys, I think that's it on my 3 tips. Let me know if you have any questions. Hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.